If Nigeria government has conscience, they could have released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today in order to save their face, instead of this charade called court hearing. You guys know what happened today in the court, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu blew hot, and he said that it is the poor knowledge of the law that is killing Nigeria. And he is even the one teaching them their own law. What a country. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them in the court today, and he insists that Justice Binta Yako no longer has the power to hear his case, that on the last adjourned date, she had recused herself and sent the file to Chief Judge. So what is she doing with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case? Let me allow you guys to just listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this particular video. We'll come back and then see the reactions from people, what people are saying concerning what happened today in the court concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu matter.
He did something in my case. I accused him. He was conscious official. I asked him to recuse himself. Why did the chief judge insist I must hear it? He left my case.
Okay, listen. If anybody is not happy with this, which is you,
yes,
then you need to go and appeal.
No, I cannot. Because I have a court. You have recused yourself. I have a court. Anybody who disagrees with this order of court, go to appeal court. That's what you tell me all the time. You are from this official. You cannot preside over this case number again. Not in this life. You cannot. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. A woman here cannot force this court to preside on my case. You cannot. Not today, not till forever. You are recused and you stand recused. Tell the chief judge, Nnamdi Kanu said, go on appeal. I recused him from my case. The state recused Justice Adjourns from my case. I did not insist Adjourns must hear my case. I never insisted. So why must you insist to hear my case? I don't want you in my case. I don't need you in my case. You are biased. You are biased. You cannot be in my case. I don't want you to do the right thing. A chairman of the board of Governmental prosecution is impropriety. Nowhere in the world such nonsense done. You cannot be hobnobbing with lawyers, hobnobbing with justices, and you're prosecuting a case. It's shameful. Absolutely shameful. Shameful. This is a court of law. This is a shrine to injustice. And I will not subject myself to it. You stand accused and you must take my case. You cannot buy me. This man is not paying attention. There is an order of recusal, and he's a senior advocate for goodness sake. There's an order of recusal. Is that not the rule of law? The law says if you disagree with this, you go and appeal. You are a grown-up man. Because of 300 million, you are behaving like a child. Go and appeal. Because of money. Because of money that pay you from ATM surface, you are here something has spoken evil. Because of money. A grown-up man like you say you have to behave like a man of honor. The rule of law says you go and appeal. His Lordship Binta Yako will not try my case. Not on this planet Earth, I'm telling you that now. So stop wasting your time.
Look at I said, the view of the class that the defendant has indicated that he will not make a formal application. I apply that the Lordship give us a 70-day for hearing.
You are not well. You are not well. I'm telling you, this is what I'm not well. This is an order of God. An order of God says, Justice Binta Yako is recused. An order of God. Order she made as an order. The same Chief Justice writing the stupid memo he's writing. I recused him. He was conscious official. He sat on appeal. I took him to NJC. I recused him. Why did he not say I must sit on your case? Why in the case of his lordship is he insisting? He wants to embarrass her. He wants to embarrass your lordship by asking her to come and sit on this case. Is that what you're saying? There's an order. Give it to him. He doesn't have it. Give him an order of court. It's an order of court. Give it to him. He doesn't have it. An order. Give it. He doesn't have it. It's an order of court. It's an order of court.
I don't have permission to address you. But let me tell the defendant that in everything now, there's need for wisdom. And wisdom is very important in this matter.
You're telling lies.
It is not right for you to be insulting the teacher
If you insult yourself, I will insult you. If you have no respect for yourself, I will insult you. Because when people are telling the law, when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, you turn the law upside down. The law says one thing. If the law says this paper is white, when I go to court, they say it's black. When I say it's black, they say it's white. Is that law? I'm asking you, a senior advocate of Nigeria, that law. If the memo from Chief Judge is memo from Chief Judge sufficient to set aside a court order? The answer is no. Why do you want to change the law in my own case? His Lordship, Justice Netanyahu, stand recused in my case. Cannot try me. Why don't you get it? Give me your definite date for trial so you can do your mathematics you always do. People without shame. I have here before me for the benefit of Chief Awomolo because it seems she doesn't know the law. So I will tell you, this is national judicial policy of this country. Please give them a copy each. National judicial policy of Nigeria, national judicial policy. I will tell you what it says. Because you don't know, I will tell you. Talking about memo from the Chief Judge of the High Court. Judicial policy of Nigeria, 1C. I'm reading. Verbatim. In the performance of judicial functions, the judge is subject only to the law and must only consider the law. The rule of law in every common law jurisdiction in the world is that once an order of court is entered, the only way to set it aside is by going on appeal. That's the rule of law. You're a senior advocate, you don't know. I will go to see. A judge must not take or attempt to take orders or instructions of any kind from anyone, even the chief judge, from anybody that may influence his decisions in the performance of the judicial function. It means that his lordship, having entered an order of court, a decision between myself and her.
Chai, indeed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a courageous and also fearless man. So as you can see, he still maintained that Binta Yako recusal is a binding order of the court, that it is only the appeal court can set it aside. And he maintained that Justice Binta Yako has no right to sit on his case. So a lot of people have been reacting, but let's just listen to Mr. Chukwumokoro and hear what he said concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu matter today in the court.
Good afternoon, Chairman. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. All right. So there was an insert I wanted to play after reading about Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm going to take it right now, and that's because we'll be starting the analysis segment with that actually, okay? So I want you to take a listen to this, a very short interview Kanu granted before the court proceedings actually began, because right now his case has been adjourned indefinitely, and you hear what he has to say in this. Let's take a listen.
The court sits, then we'll find out when we're here. For the simple reason that she has no jurisdiction to try me. None whatsoever. I came out of courtesy and respect. She stands recused from my case and cannot try my case. There are things that are happening in this country that a lot of you do not know. It is my duty to make that very, very clear to all of you today. Because the lies are too much. The lies are too much. I sent a petition to NJC. I don't want to talk about it. Justice Binta Nyako is using her position for personal gain. For personal gain. Her son and her husband are facing corruption charges. And they told them that if they convict me, this is what happens. You can see it. They don't want the truth to come out. Nobody wants the truth to come out.
It for just adjournment. We don't know what's going to happen next. Will he languish in DSS custody for the next how many years?
Well, Chama, you have said it all. You said the case has been adjourned indefinitely. You also gave us the meaning of indefinitely. So what it clearly means is that nobody knows when the case will come up. Indefinite, anyway, it's subjective. It could come up next week. It could come up next year. It will come up in the next 10 years or so. as the case may be. Now, but what has happened in the case of, in what just happened this morning is that, look, Binta Nyako, her lordship, has clearly, the threat she made last year, to postpone to adjourn the case indefinitely, she has done that today. Recall that sometime in April last year, I think that was on the 24th of April last year, she made the same threat that if the council, do not appear in this matter, that she was going to adjourn the case indefinitely. The councils appeared, but the case wasn't adjourned. Now, the case has been adjourned. It tells you also that at that point, I don't know the legality, the propriety of it, that someone is going to court. He doesn't know who will sit over his case. I don't know the legality, the court rules and all of that. Shouldn't Nnamdi have been informed? Should he know who was going to sit over his case? Because from the clip you played, he said, I'm not even sure. In fact, he said, I'm sure that it is not her lordship, Nyako, that will sit over the case.
Because she has recused herself. So he wasn't even expecting her to come in. So imagine how he felt when she walked in and he's thinking, you've recused yourself. I've also said you should recuse yourself. I don't want you. What they've been, the question is there no other judge that can handle Kanu's case?
Well, the question is very elementary in the sense that, look, you and I know that there are other judges that can handle Nnamdi's case. But the government is working a script that is now in the open. You don't even need to travel far to say that the government is acting a script that they have written over time. Whether it is this particular government or whether it is the Nigerian state, that is what people are asking. Does it look like the Nigerian state is clearly trying to keep Nnamdi Kanu in detention forever? Because look through what all the cases, all that happened during the era of Muhammadu Buhari. At a point, the Supreme Court, a certain court said, look, this man has no case to answer. They discharged him, but they didn't acquit him. The moment he stepped out, the federal government came and slammed fresh charges against him. Including, you see, the court even said that Nnamdi has no case of terrorism. In the first place, the court also said, look, you renditioned this man illegally. So you don't even have the local standard to try him in a court in Nigeria. You granted him bail. He went home, was carrying on peacefully. The Nigerian military went to his house to kill him. The young man eloped. He ran away. For his dear life, you went back, you went outside the country and brought him back illegally. Now you want to try him. The court said, look, you don't have any right to try Nnamdi because you even walked him out. You persuaded him to, more like you boxed him into a situation where he had to jump bail. He didn't even jump bail if you interpret it legally because he ran away for his dear life. You went and brought him back. So all of this, the appropriate thing to say is that the government is working a script that is very clear. Unfortunately, they don't even know how to hide it again. They don't even know how to hide it because if they knew, they would simply bring another judge to continue with the trial. Nigerians from the southeast, southwest, north, and all parts of the country have been asking for a political solution to this crisis. You keep Nnamdi in detention, you grant others that have killed fellow Nigerians in cold blood, you grant them amnesty and reintegrate them into our national security agencies. What is that supposed to mean? What does that tell you? It clearly tells you that, look, the state is not, justice is not being served here. Not just to Nnamdi Kanu, but the people that he represents. That is very clear. The government is not hiding it anymore. And unfortunately for them, anytime the case of Nnamdi comes up, the government tries to create the impression that, look, it must have to pass through the legal route. They don't even consider the security implication of what is happening. Looks like the government is saying, well, whatever you people like in the South do, if you want to kill yourself, kill yourselves. Because they don't even pay attention to the fact that the continuous incarceration of this man has at some point in the South it's caused problem. But the federal government looks like they are not even interested. So why do they continue to keep him in detention? That's a big question.
Kanu himself has said that no one should beg for his release because he's not guilty of whatever crimes he's being accused of. You do know that certain Southeast leaders, lawmakers, people have been calling for his release, saying, look, you need to let this man go. But why is he asking people not to beg for him? If his case has been adjourned indefinitely, we don't know the next date. We don't know if he'll be living there at all anytime soon. Should he not actually be grateful to the people who are begging for his release?
Choma, people, if he accepts the fact that people are begging for him, it clearly means that he's guilty. Do you understand?
I understand that.
Yes.
You're saying for him to say, oh, thank you for begging for me means he's accepting guilt.
Exactly.
That
That's
I did
the point.
what they are accusing me of.
So if Nnamdi says, please don't beg for me, what it means is that he insists that he has no case to answer. So on what grounds are you begging for his release? That is That's my interpretation of please don't beg for me. Because if I were in his shoes, I've not committed no crime, and you are going to beg for me, I will ask you, on what basis are you pleading on my behalf? On what grounds are you pleading on my behalf? Since I'm sure that I didn't commit this offense or this crime. That's my interpretation of what it means.
And the question will be, where does he go from here? Where does this case go from here? Now that it's been adjourned indefinitely, where does Justice Nyako herself go from here? Because the case file came back to her.
Yes.
Against her own wishes, against Nnamdi Kanu's own wishes.
Maybe she will just wake up one day and decide to call up the case. What it means is that Nnamdi will continue staying in detention up until the judge, or probably his lawyers, file another motion, another application asking for the case to be called up again. Nnamdi is a freedom fighter. I'm not sure that the young man is scared. He's not scared, because from what he says, you'll understand that he's already given up that. Look, and he has said it several times.
You know, Mr.
This
Okoro,
cause is my life.
You know, Mr. Okoro, it's not about being scared. It's about justice being served in this case.
Choma, history has a very long arc, and it naturally bends towards justice. What do I mean? The government, this Nigerian state, can continue to keep Nnamdi in detention as long as they can. But it won't be forever. Even, God forbid, that Nnamdi dies in detention, the cause for which he stands is not going to die, because it speaks at the fundamental existence of a group of people. That is what it does. Mandela spent 27 years in detention. He wasn't broken. I'm not sure the Nigerian state can break Nnamdi. For all that they have done to him, they have not succeeded in breaking him. So the earlier justice is served, the better for everybody.
The earlier justice is served, the better for everyone. What will be justice in this case? That political resolution, okay, let him go because his people are asking for it, or jail him for this act of terrorism, or let him go because we've not found him guilty of this act of terrorism.
There are two tracks to this case. It's either you grant him...
Because he's saying he does not want pity. He doesn't want to be released on pity because people begged for him. He doesn't want to be released just because people begged for him. He doesn't want the Nigerian state or the judiciary to release him because they beg also. That kind of sentiment.
Despite the fact that he has said that if the government is interested in using the political solution to resolving that problem, fine. If not, let them also go to court. The case is already in court, so they should not try to create barriers in the court, barriers that will lead to justice for the young man and his people. That's exactly the case. So head or tail, justice must be served, either politically or legally. Recall too that the court had said, discharge this man, he has no case to answer. So what else do you want? That's the question. What else do you want?
It's just a little disheartening that now that we do not know his next court appearance, we don't know what to make of this case. But
the truth is that they will never break Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And if Nigeria government did not take time, this particular case, this particular Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will bring their leg out so that the world will truly know what Nigeria is all about. How lawless is Nigeria? So my people, I don't know what you think. Right now, the case has been adjourned indefinitely. So we don't even know when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be appearing again in the court. What a country. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, my people. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and share the video. Give this video a thumbs up as well. Thank you everyone for watching.
Adjourns TV.